Good day, everybody. Today I have chosen Playwright integrated with the MCP agent, that is AI with LLM large language model, to automate SAP public cloud trial use case. This is the use case which has been chosen. A service-based company is there. Under service-based company, there is a project. Under project, there is a resource. A resource would register this time in the timesheet module. When time is registered in the timesheet module, a sales order would be created and order to cash flow would be triggered. The revenue would be registered in the general ledger. Similarly, in procurement, when buyer creates a purchase order, for example, laptop or any other accessories, purchase to order flow would be created and it would be registered in the general ledger. Once expenses and revenue are generated, registered in the general ledger, the balance sheet and P&L would be updated accordingly under the company. I have chosen three scenarios to automate. One is purchase to order, order to cash, and project management. Kindly note SAP public cloud trial is pre-configured version and it has limited the functionalities. Hence, the payment would not be included in this scenario. Both procurement and sales, a purchase to pay and order to cash payment scenarios would not be included. Similarly, in the procurement, under the purchase order, the supplier and the line items would not be in line with the demo. And in the sales order, customer and line items would not be in line with the demo. I have created a manual test case with detailed instructions, work instructions to create the automation test script of purchase to pay end-to-end workflow. And I would be keying in those details in the MCP agent. I have keyed in the work instructions into the MCP agent, and the MCP agent is converting the manual test case into Playwright automation test script. Finally, the purchase to pay end-to-end workflow JavaScript file would be created. Here, each and every step has to be detailedly created as work instruction, and correct prompt should be keyed in. Shortly, the purchase to pay file would be generated. Kindly note Playwright is installed freshly and there are no files under test and other modules. So the file is generated. The MCP agent is summarizing the details and accepting the changes. This is the detail of the automation test script which has been framework page object. Now I am keying in a prompt where the created automation test kit would be converted into page object model framework. Each module would be created as a page and a master test case such as purchase to pay p2p.spec.ts would be created. Now various pages are being created such as login page and other pages would be created. So all the different pages are created and finally the purchase to pay spec.typescript file is generated. So I have keyed in the prompt to create page objects in TypeScript and the agent has successfully created the page object files in TypeScript. It is summarizing what has been created. I am accepting the changes and the files would be reflected under the pages. So these are the details of the purchase to pay spec.ps. The details goes here. This is the supplier invoice page. Which is created as per the page object standard. Kindly note here global variables for the locators are not created. but these are encapsulated under the methods which are created. Now, there is a error which is displayed in the purchase order page. Let me fix this. Yeah. I would be applying the quick fix. So the agent would summarize the root cause and give a suggestion. I'm reviewing it and accepting it. So the error is resolved now. So I'm saving all the changes. Now I'm giving the manual test case work instruction for creating the order to cache flow. So these are the work instruction for creating the automation test case. Now this work instruction would be converted into automation test script as per the prompt which is given. So all the pages are created and it is summarizing what is being created. I'm accepting the changes and all the pages are reflected here. On the page is reflected here. So these are the details of the JavaScript file which is generated. Now I would be giving a prompt to convert the um, this JavaScript file into page object model framework. Separate pages are being created, such as sales order module and other uh, uh, files are being generated. The agent is summarizing what is being generated and details goes here. I'm keeping the changes. So there is an error in the outbound delivery. Let us fix this. I'm applying the quick fix. Again, the agent would summarize what is the root cause and provide the solution to it. I'm reviewing it and accepting it. I'm saving all the files and there are no errors. Next is project management. I'm giving work instruction for creating end-to-end flow for the project management. Now the project management spec.js file would be generated. So this is the project management spec.js file which is being generated and details goes here. So I'm keeping the files and the project.spec.js is generated. Here it is showing an error. Let me apply the quick fix. So the error is gone. Let me save. So all the errors are resolved. Now I'm giving the work instructions or prompt to create page object files in the page object model framework standards for the project management. The files are being created and it is summarizing what is being created and keeping changes and, and there are no errors. Here the pages are present under the test folder. Now I am giving the prompt to move the pages folder one level up under the root folder. So this is the prompt for moving the pages one level up under the root folder. It is working on it. So I am allowing to move the files. The files are being moved. There are no errors. It would summarize what are the changes which are made, and the folder structure is displayed here. Now I have entered the prompt to execute the purchase to pay order to cash and project files sequentially, and the execution of purchase to pay has began. And password is keyed in. It is navigating to the procurement module. It is navigating to the purchase order module. Automation test script would create a new purchase order. Supplier details are keyed in. Now, automation test script could create a line item. The line item is keyed in. Now the quantity is keyed in and order would be placed. Now the purchase order is created. The purchase order number is stored, grabbed and stored in a variable by the automation test script. Now automation test script is navigating to post goods received module. The purchase order ID is keyed in. Now the automation test script will select the storage location where it has to be delivered. That is standard storage 1 has been chosen. Now material document is created. Automation test script would navigate to the material document. This is the general information about the materials, and this is the details of this is the process workflow. Here purchase document, material document and account document are created. Now automation test script could create a supplier invoice. Now the reference in the reference field, the PO number would be keyed in. Now automation test script would key in the purchase document reference. Automation test script would close the error message. Now the amount would be keyed in the gross invoice amount. Now a check will be performed by the automation test script and it was successful. Now it would stimulate how the accounting looks like. The supplier is credited and expense is debited. Now the posting to general ledger is occurring. The updated supplier invoice is opened. Now journal entry would be opened. Now general entry details would be clicked by the automation test script. So this is the general entry, general information. This is the line item, general information. Payables is credited and goods received and goods invoice receipt is debited. Now the end-to-end flow of purchase to pay has been completed and it is signing out of the application. Now the order to flow has been started. User ID and password is keyed. The material is keyed in. Here, for this material, 10 quantity would be entered as a prerequisite. The stock would be increased, hence it would be used in the sales order flow. For the storage location, standard storage 1, The quantity is being increased. The quantity is being increased to 10. Create sales order is triggered by the automation test script. Here the standard sales order is used. Sales organization is choose. Direct sales is choose. Division is choose by the automation test script. It is proceeding to create the sales order. Customer details is feeding. Product is feeding. Requested quantity 10 would be keyed in by the automation test script. Create is being clicked. Warning is saved. Here the sales order is generated. The sales order number would be grabbed by the automation test script and it would be stored in a variable. Here the create outbound delivery is being clicked. In this in the search criteria, this peak would be chosen and search would be performed. Sales document number is keyed in. The search would be performed. Sales order is selected and create deliveries would be clicked by the automation tester. The log has been created. Display log is clicked. Here the delivery order number would be grabbed and stored in a variable by the automation tester. Now automation test script is navigating to pick the outbound delivery. Number would be keyed in and a search would be performed. Now the delivery order number would be used. The quantity that in would be entered. Now save would be clicked by the automation test script. The outbound delivery is saved. Now GA is ready. GA is posted. Automation test script is navigating to create billing document. The delivery document is used. Create billing is now the post billing document would be performed. Billing document is posted. This is the process or flow. Standard order, the outbound delivery invoice and journal entry are created. Now the journal entry details would be clicked and navigate to the journal entry by the automation tester. So this is the journal entry general information. The receivables has been debited and revenue has been credited. Receivable has been debited and revenue has been credited. The order to cash end-to-end flow has been completed and the application is automation script is scanning out of the application. Now the project management flow has started. User ID and password are keyed in. Automation test script has navigated to the project management. It would click on plan customer projects. The projects would be created now. The project would be created now. Customer detail is keyed in. The duration is keyed in by the automation test script. Now create and proceed would be clicked by the automation test script. It has navigated to the work package. And the resource name would be updated to business blueprint. Work item would be selected. The work package has been saved. Automation test script has navigated to the Teams module. Role is being added. Junior consultant is chosen. Delivery organization is being chosen. Work package has been chosen. Work item has been chosen. The effort of 1 hour would be hidden and the role would be added. Now resource would be added. Username is keyed in. Search is performed. Trial user has been selected and it would be added. Now in this stage, the planning would be updated to contract rotation. The warning message is closed by the automation test script. The project is being saved. Automation test script has navigated to billing. Infra type fixer is chosen. Work package business blueprint is being chosen. Amount to be billed is keyed in as 2000 USD. Billing details in billing due dates. The billing due date would be entered. Amount would be entered by the automation script. This saved and sales order is created. Stage contract operation to execution would be chosen when project is updated. Note here the 31.25 is the margin percentage. The message is accepted. Now in the team has been confirmed in the execution stage and it is being saved. Now my now automation times Now automation test script has navigated to my timesheet. You could delete the existing entry. Project would be searched. Project would be selected and time would be entered. Note here, we have planned for 1 hour, but we have entered the time for 1.30 minutes. Now, automation test script could click on event-based revenue recognition, are feeding, and the search would be performed. So this is the event-based revenue recognition. In income statement, there is a revenue and there is a cost. In the balance sheet, there is a accurate revenue of 3,000. This is the planned data. This is the periodical view. So now, automation test script would navigate to review customer. Research criteria is being filled. Research is performed. Forecast for the month is set. Click on OK. This is the forecast. Now we are entering 1 more hour in the forecast, and we are recalculating the margin. The margin has reduced from 95% to 93%. So now this is the project status. Project status, overall status is lowering. Budget is unchanged. Is selected by the automation test script and it would be saved. This is the EAC trend. So this is the completion of the end-to-end project management. This concludes the demo. So the purchase to pay, order to cash, and project management end-to-end scenario has been covered. It has been